I'm sure I'm not the only one who sometimes gets overwhelmed by the number of new products and even new brands that are currently launching in the makeup space. It is a lot, and we get tempted to buy these new products despite having many products already, or certainly in my case, plenty of products already that are good that I could be using. So today I decided to delve into the very back of the makeup drawer and pull out some stuff that I just haven't used in a really long time and honestly just kind of forgot about, and maybe you forgot about too. So let's get started. For foundation, I'm starting with the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation. I have the shade 51 Light Vanilla, and I think I remember just applying this with my fingers. I have a brush in case this doesn't go to plan, but I'm pretty sure I remember just smoothing this on. Oh, it's a little orange. I think it was like Kathleen Lights years ago who really liked this foundation, and at the time I had super dry skin also, so I was like, oh, I'll give that a try. And yeah, I remember really liking it. I feel like it is clinging to some dry patches a little bit, even though it's a serum foundation. My skin isn't in its best state because I had an allergic reaction to moisturizer, so my skin is a little like dry and textured right now. Honestly, I remember liking this more, but I think maybe foundation formulas have just come a long way over the years. I feel like I need to put some of this on my neck because otherwise I'm just not gonna match. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I remember loving it, but now I'm like, eh. Okay, moving on to concealer, and you won't have forgotten about this one, but it may have been pushed to the back of your drawer in favour of newer concealers, and that is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I remember years and years ago people raving about this and saying it was a dupe for the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, which I personally have never used, so I wouldn't know if it's a dupe, but it's definitely a nice concealer if you're looking for something lightweight, and I feel like people often are these days looking for something lightweight. I mean, the NYX Serum Concealer is super popular, I really like that one, but this is still a good concealer. I'm really liking how this is looking. It looks just very smooth, even though my skin is quite textured right now. It's applied super nicely. Moving on to some liquid highlight, and this is the Maybelline Master Strobing Liquid in the shade Light. Now, I had to check that you can still buy this because I thought maybe this had been discontinued, but no, it is still available on the internet. Now, this is a pink, which I wouldn't normally go for a highlight. I'm normally more of a like neutral to warm toned highlight person, but I thought I'd grab it and just give it a chance. And it's blending out nicely with a finger. Like, if you still have this like lying around in the back of your drawer, give it another chance. Give it another chance. It is a pretty good highlight. Like, you could make that really blinding, but you can also make it like, I've gone kind of like relatively subtle with it. Blush, and I'm sure many of you still have these. The Glossier Cloud Paint, this is the shade Puff. Now, I remember when nobody would shut up about these, and I don't think I've heard anyone like mention one in just the longest time. Now, these are quite pigmented, so I'm just going to try and take a really small amount and hope this doesn't pick up the foundation, because the foundation's already dried down quite a lot. I'm still like an apples of the cheek blush person. I know the trends for blush placement have changed quite a lot, but if I put like blush really high up on my face, it makes the bottom half of my face look really, really long. And I also like, I have quite like a strong, I don't know, bone structure, and using blush in a way to like sculpt is not that flattering on me. I'm better off using blush to like soften my face rather than sculpt my face, if that makes sense. I'm also adding a little bit to my forehead, as I basically always do with my blush. Moving into powder, blush and bronzer, I have a couple of different blushes that I pulled out. One is the Bourjois, these little potted blushes. These are like the original powder blush. Like, these are so old. They've been around since like the 1800s. And this is the original shade of the Bourjois blush. Cendre de Rose Brune. Now, like, literally this this shade has been around, like your grandmother probably used this blush. And it's really a pretty blush. Like, yes, okay, makeup formulas have changed, makeup formulas have moved on. Wow, the scent of that is strong. Whew, I forgot how much these Bourjois blushes smell. Like, it's not bad, it's just very like old lady floral. But honestly, like, they're still really nice. They're not the most pigmented, they're not the like softest formula, but they are still very pretty. Maybe I can do like the slightly high under the eye, like blush trend. Not sure if it's going to suit me. That's kind of pretty. What do you think? Should I do this with my makeup? Just like put my blush all the way up here. I also pulled out the Milani baked blushes. Obviously like Luminoso was the one that was super, super big, but I also have here Bella Bellini. And given that I'm slightly more pink right now rather than peachy, I think I'm just gonna go with a bit of Bella Bellini and grab a little bit of this. And this is like highlight and blush in one, which is a thing that I feel like is coming back. Like, people are releasing like cream blushes, which are like blush and highlight in one. It's all been like pretty popular recently, so maybe we should all just like get back into these baked blushes from Milani. Like, look at that. Why did I ever stop using it? Look, it's so pretty. I mean, okay, yeah, it's pretty gold. Like, it's pretty, it's relatively intense, but aren't we in a blush era? I feel like I've been living in a blush era for like the last 10 years, but now we're definitely in a blush era. And then for bronzer, I have the Revlon Skin Light Prismatic Bronzer, and this is also pretty glowy. Let me grab a different brush. I'm going to use this big fluffy one, and I'm just going to shove that in there and then tap it off. I haven't used this in ages, and like you can tell like I got it and I haven't used it like a ton because it still has the pattern on it, but I remember really liking it. Like, I remember enjoying it. I don't know why I just haven't continued using it. Like, I guess I just, you know, I have a lot of makeup and you can't use everything. But it does suck when you buy a good product and then you don't use it, because makeup does expire. Not that I strictly obey makeup expiry dates. You will know this if you have seen my foundation declutter. I was like, this is probably expired. I'm still keeping it. Yeah. Judge me if you want to. But who has the money, right? Who has the money to be like constantly replacing their makeup? Apart from your mascara, definitely like replace your mascara. But honestly, other things, don't feel like you have to. If you're not like a makeup artist and you're not doing makeup on clients, then it's your own risk, you know, and it's your own decision whether you keep something or you throw it away. A little bit of contour, and I love this, and I'm sure many people still love it. It's the Kevyn Aucoin The Sculpting Powder. This is in light, and this is just like a perfect contour shade, and I feel like everyone on YouTube used to use it, and now nobody ever talks about it. But I'm sure like some of you still have this and you're still using it. So let's dip in here. And just pop a little bit of this on top of that bronzer. I'm always wary with contour because I already have a lot of angles, and I know this like Bella Hadid like contour is like super popular now, but it makes me look like I just have the world's most massive jawbone, to be honest. Like, that kind of like really like contour on me, it's not very flattering. I don't contour the sides of my nose because my nose is already bony, but I'm gonna put a little bit under the tip here and then a little bit under my lip. Ugh. See if I can make my very small lips look like just a tiny bit bigger. And let's just put some of this in the eye socket as well while we've got it. Oh, creases. Forgot I hadn't set my eyes with powder yet, but never mind. Still gonna go in with this anyway. I feel like this is like a product that is pretty forgiving. Like, it's relatively sheer. Like, it's not like I'm going in with like an eyeshadow and it's gonna really like stick and grip to anything that's unset yet. It's just a really good quality, smooth powder, and it's just the perfect shade. I've never found another contour powder or cream contour, to be honest, that is as good of a shade. So I should probably set my under eyes, and I've got here one that maybe, I guess it depends what YouTubers you watch, whether you've heard of this. It's the Innisfree No-Sebum Moisture Powder. Now the original No-Sebum powder was very popular, and this is for like if you have drier skin and you don't want quite so much oil control. They make this powder, and it's a tinted powder, you can see here in the lid, but it's very pale and it's not yellow. I hate when powders are supposed to be translucent but they're actually yellow, because if you're quite pale they tend to darken your under eye concealer, and I just find this one's quite nice. So I don't feel like I need a ton of setting with this foundation and concealer combination. I feel like I'm not that glowy right now. I am still surprised that that Serum foundation was so unglowy. I was really expecting a bit more glow from something called the Serum foundation, and I remember it being more glowy, so maybe it's just my memory. My memory is just bad, clearly. These square shadows are the Kiko Milano ones, and these are really great, and they're super easy to take out and put in a palette like this, and I feel like nobody talks about them anymore, and they have like every colour. I'm gonna take this kind of neutral peachy shade just on a big fluffy brush and add that into the crease. I'm gonna take this pale pink, and it's a shimmer, but I'm not against a little shimmer in the crease, so I'm gonna add this on top. Honestly, put shimmer wherever you want. Like, it doesn't have to just go on your like actual like eyelid. It can go anywhere. And yeah, okay, like if you've got like very mature eyelids, maybe some people will say it's not the most flattering, but if you like it, who cares? Then I'm going to take this darker pink and just add this with my finger onto the lid, and I'm just going kind of smudgy. I'm not going super precise, I'm just kind of whacking it on there, and we'll blend it in just a second. These eyeshadows are so soft. Like, they do have some kickback, I will admit, like when you go and put your brush in it, like if you go in too aggressively like I did with this one, you can see all of that powder there. But I don't mind that if the eyeshadow is super soft and blendable. Okay, I've really gone in with that pink. I'm going to take the paler pink again, and I am going to grab a brush, and I'm just going to put this light pink in the inner part. Honestly, if you've never tried Kiko shadows and you have a Kiko near you, go and check them out. I wouldn't necessarily recommend ordering these shadows online because they are quite fragile, and I have done orders from Kiko where the shadows have arrived broken, and it's not because it's poorly packaged, it's just that the shadows are super soft. I've just added that pink to the lower lash line as well. Now I'm going to give my brows a quick brush. And this product, I feel like it's not even that old. It's not even that long ago that it was really big. It's the NYX Thick It Stick It Thickening Brow Mascara. This one, the tinted one. And this was like everywhere, not even that long ago. And then recently, not heard anyone talk about it, not seen anyone use it. Now, admittedly for me, the wand on this is a little big. Like, I don't have very big brows, okay? And this wand is a little bit large for me, but I'm gonna do my best to do it without getting product all over my skin. I know you can do your brows before, but I just find it really difficult. Like, I don't get how people do all their like foundation and stuff when their brows are already like set and brushed up. Like, how do you do it without getting loads of foundation in your eyebrows? I don't know, it's a mystery to me. I can't do it. I went in with a second coat off camera just because it takes me a while to get my brows looking correct. Okay, mascara, and I just realised right now I don't have my eyelash curler, but I'm too lazy to go get it. This is the L'Oreal Paradise. I have the waterproof one because I have super watery eyes. Again, this was super, super, super big on the internet, and now it has been replaced with other things. And I'm sure those mascaras are great, but I personally do still really enjoy this one. So that definitely would have looked better if I had not been lazy and curled my lashes. Does anyone find the weather just plays like havoc with their mascara? Like, it's really hot here and kind of humid and sticky compared to how it usually is, and all my mascara formulas are like kind of feeling quite different and like drying quite different and layering differently. I don't know, it's like they don't want to dry, like I think it's the humidity. Finally, for lips, I have the Tarte H20 glosses. Now, I don't have the full size, I have these mini ones. They came in like a collection set with lots of different colours. And unfortunately, these tiny ones don't have the names on, but I'm going to use, I think, this kind of more neutral, cool toned, like a mauvey, whatever, however you pronounce that word, pink. Okay, maybe it's a little bit cool toned for what I got going on. I might layer another one on top. These just feel so nourishing, and they have like a good amount of pigment to them. I'm gonna put this, what one should I put on top? Let's add a little bit of this more like peachy pink. So my video just cut out and I'm not sure what happened, but I used this gloss and this gloss on my lips for the current colour that you can see. So I would say everything here apart from the foundation is stuff that I just really should go back to using. The foundation was disappointing. I don't like it as much as I used to. I guess just foundation formulas have improved a lot since this was made. So this one I'm probably going to say goodbye to, but everything else I need to bring out of the back of the drawer and remember to use it. So if you have stuff in the back of your drawer that you can still use, that you forgot about, that was good, just like give it another chance. Maybe you don't need to buy something new. Maybe you already have a product that can do just as good of a job. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you next time.